All right, on the line, we have, I guess you could call Jimmy Cash many things, a comedian, a TikTok influencer, a janitor, or Jimmy, do you prefer custodian or janitor? Is there something that custodians or janitors prefer?
Well, I don't want to get myself in hot water right off the bat here, but I like janitor. It's got a little more swag to it, if you ask me.
What do you mean, like a little more street?
Yeah, I used to be janitor, then it kind of changed into custodian as time went on. I think you got to work your way up to custodian. It should be like a ranking system.
Oh, I see. So the custodian is more of a supervisory role.
Yeah, you get start wearing cargo shorts and stuff. You know what I mean?
I hear you, man. Well, Jimmy Cash, thanks for joining us, and you can see Jimmy at Samuel Slater's this Saturday. He's going to be with Mike Donovan and Dan Miller, also on that bill at Samuel Slater's restaurant at Indian Ranch there on beautiful Webster Lake. Jimmy, you grew up here in Worcester, right?
Oh yeah, been here a little too long.
Yeah. As a you work for the Worcester Public Schools as a janitor. Do you work at any of the schools that you went to?
Oh yeah, I've worked at all of them. I started off at my rival high school. I started as a night custodian or janitor, whatever you want to say. But at Doherty High School, I went to Burncoat, so I started at my rival high school, and people tried to fight me. They thought I was a student. And it was tough. It was a tough start in the game,
So that's another thing. People see you all over TikTok. They see you on social media. You're not like Larry the Cable Guy. You're actually a janitor. You actually,
right? Yeah,
you deal with it. So do you work at just one school? You work at a bunch of different schools here in Worcester?
I work at just one now. I used to bounce around, but I kind of settled down. But yeah, that's funny you brought up Larry the Cable Guy, because like he's great, but a lot of people will reference him when I talk to people, and it's like, well, yeah, this isn't just a shtick. It's actually my life, and then they'll say, you feel like you're gonna get stuck. You worried you're gonna get stuck in that role? I'm like, I've been stuck in it for 18 years, so I'm not worried about it.
Right? Yeah. And you did it because you had to support your family.
Right on. Yeah, absolutely. Started a family pretty young, and somebody said, you'd make a great janitor, and I went for it. Took the exam. They had an exam.
There's an exam. Okay.
There was a custodial exam. It was a civil service exam. They don't do it anymore, but it was, it was tough. They had things like they had a picture of. They said, how would you clean this window? And they had a picture of like 4 different tools. They had like a hammer, a shovel, an axe, and a window squeegee, and said, which tool would you use? And you had to circle one. Jeez. And I got a 98 on the test, so I got something wrong on there, which is kind of scary.
Did you circle the axe? Is that why?
You know what? I can't. I might have circled 2 things just to be safe.
Okay. And then you blew up on TikTok, and I still don't, like, I have a TikTok account. I try to do TikToks. I mean, I tried to do Vine back in the day. I just, I can't wrap my brain around it. So how did you get into TikTok, and when did you know it started to catch fire?
Well, I was making little YouTubes. Even back in the day, I used to try to make YouTubes with my buddies and stuff. And then, fast forward to the beginning of the pandemic, my daughter was really into TikTok, and she would drag me into making TikToks with her. And she was like, you got to make your own TikTok for your own comedy and stuff, that's where it's at. And I really didn't know how to translate it. And then I kept watching other TikToks. I started dabbling myself, and I just realized all it is a short YouTube video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really don't have to overthink it. You could put anything on there. They got people just mowing lawns on there now. You know what I mean? Everything that's on YouTube is on TikTok.
Oh, no. So are there landscapers that are going to try to steal your gig?
Well, I don't know. The grass is always greener. They might regret trying to steal my gig.
Very good. That is truly a dad joke right there. Yeah, see, I try to do TikTok. My problem is I can't, like, hold the phone and do something and film myself. And people are like, well, you got to get one of those selfie sticks. And it's like, I don't even feel right spending money on that. But I mean, it's just like, I'm just terrible at doing that.
I felt the same way. I didn't want to buy one. I started borrowing my daughter's. It's a ring light, holds up the phone and it has the light on it.
Wow.
So I didn't have to buy my own. I just stole my daughter's.
That's a good parenting tip right there.
Yeah. So that's
yes.
It's kind of a backdoor into the TikTok game.
Right. Steal from your children. That's a good tip.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. You know who I love in your videos? I love Nathan. So in your people that haven't seen your videos, you play yourself pretty much, but then there's a couple of characters in there. One of them is Nathan. Now, what grade is Nathan supposed to be in?
He's in kindergarten, but it's kind of blurred now because he's kind of inspired by like almost all the kids. There was an original Nathan, but it's kind of blended into just being like the spokesperson for all the kids.
You nailed the little kid. I know it's probably because you've been around them for so long, but you just nailed the speech pattern, and just that kind of like it's just the tone in your voice, and that's definitely my favorite videos of yours, the ones with Nathan, and you're always you're always like drawing something funky.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's pretty much it's my brain level as a kindergartner, so it's not it's not that much of a stretch.
Has the school ever, I mean, obviously the school is fine with it because you've been doing it for so long and you've done a lot of it, but has there ever been a time the school was like, hey, you got to take that down?
Well, I don't, cross the line really. I try to keep it cool. Like everybody knows about it, so I don't do it during school hours, and I try to keep it something that everybody can watch, Parents, they all, I mean, not all of them, but, a lot of them know about it, watch some of my videos, some of them come to shows, teachers come to shows, so they're all pretty supportive, and if you go on TikTok, I mean, it's just, I don't know, my TikTok is flooded with just like school content. If you saw how many teachers were on TikTok, it's unreal.
Right. Have any teachers at your school tried to get into your videos or try to worm their way into your videos? No,
a lot of them have suggestions though, and they're usually like, you should do the Beyonce dance or something, and with the trending Beyonce dance, and I'm like, I don't think that's my wheelhouse.
Yeah, you're not going to be twerking anytime soon on TikTok?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. That'll be on my last leg. That I'm on my way out.
I also love the school lunch reviews. I think that's fantastic. And as someone who went to public schools, I went to public schools back in the 80s, so I'm sure the food is actually way more processed now than it was back then. But what's the best school lunch you've had so far? Like, what's the best thing?
So far, well, I went to public schools and I started in the tail end of the 80s myself in kindergarten, and I mean, if I could go back, I remember my lunch lady Jean Berry would serve up a mean Salisbury steak.
Ooh.
And man, if they could bring those back, we'd be in business. But I'd say the pizza, I've become really accustomed to like a really burnt slice of school pizza.
Well done.
Yeah, oh, beyond well done. I mean, just crispy rock. But it's good. It has its own, flair to it.
I remember the pizza at Natick High School. We used to be able, it was square, relatively thick, but it was very much like a sponge. And we could roll it up with our hands into a ball. And we used to do that and try to make it stick to the ceiling. And sometimes it would do that. Sometimes it would fall on someone else's table, and there might be a fight, or a teacher may drag you down to the office. But we used to do that kind of stuff. I bet that kind of stuff is not your favorite thing to see or clean up at a school, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, you stick it, you throw a cheese ball up at the ceiling, and like 4 hours later, it falls on the janitor's head while he's sweeping the calf. I mean, I catch kids throwing stuff all the time, but I'm not like, I don't take on the disciplinarian role. I kind of just give them the eye, like, I saw that. And a lot of times they'll just go pick up something that they threw across the calf, just because they know I saw them,
That's like a school janitor thing. like always watching. And if I remember back in my schools, it was the same exact thing, Jimmy. They'd see you do something, and they just shake their head, or they just give you that look like, I saw that. You're gonna owe me later. I'm not gonna say anything, but you're gonna have to help me clean something up later, or something like that.
Yeah, or if they make a shot at the basket and they miss, sometimes I'll just throw it back to them and be like, try that again, you know? And, supportive, keep trying. You fall, pick yourself up, try again.
What's the most accurate portrayal of a custodian in movies that you've seen? My first thing came to Carl, who was the janitor for the school in The Breakfast Club.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the quintessential janitor. And he goes by Carl the janitor, obviously, because he's cool. You know, he wasn't Carl the custodian.
Right, exactly.
But Carl was great because, he didn't have that much action in the movie, but he dropped some pretty serious gems in it. He told everybody he was the eyes and ears of the institution.
Right. Right. He was he was like the that kind of wise oracle type of the school. Yeah. He's seen him come and go, Well, you see him, they show a flash towards the end of the movie where it shows that there's like a plaque where he was like man of the year. Yeah, like student of the month or something like that. Yeah, which is fantastic.
So he'd been through some stuff. He was wise, Yeah. He was a cool dude. But, you got to give a shout out to Joe Dirt, too.
All right, yeah.
Joe Dirt. But I'm definitely more of a Carl the janitor guy.
All right. Well, Jimmy Cash, thank you so much for taking the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Samuel Slater's Restaurant. That's this coming Saturday. Mike Donovan's also on the bill, and Dan Miller. One quick question before I let you go back to work. What's the best thing to use to get a juice stain out of tile or wood?
The best thing to... I never try that hard. I don't know what to tell you. It doesn't come out? Oh, well.
There you go. That's a piece of janitor advice right there from Jimmy Cash. Don't try so hard.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Jimmy. Thanks a lot for joining us today, man.